Hey guys, you're watching Artists of the World, and I'm your host, Michaela Dene. And today we're in Toronto, Canada, at Toronto's Music Week, and we're going to be hanging out with Art of Fresh. Hey guys, can you just start by saying your name, what you guys do, and the group that you're in?
Sure. My name is Slakah The beatchild.
My name is D.O., and together we are the Art of
Fresh.
So how did you all get started, like, in music?
Well, back in the day, I got a tape. And back in the day, we had these things called cassette tapes. I don't know if you know about that. No, but seriously, my cousin told me about another rapper. We grew up in a small town called Sarnia, and I had a tape from this kid named Slakah The beatchild, and I listened to it, and I thought, this is a dope tape. And we reached out, and we started making music together, and we had a natural chemistry, and we call it the Butterfat Boom Bap, and it took off from there.
Okay, well, what about you?
Well, I've been doing music all my life, and got started making beats when I was quite young, and that's I made the beat tape, and it miraculously ended in A.O.W.'s hands, and he really liked it, and from there we created Art of Fresh, because when we worked together we noticed that we had a very unique sound. It didn't sound like the music we made individually. So it sounded very fresh, really new. So we named the group the Art of Fresh.
So is that how you would say that your your stuff sounds is just fresh? Is that like the genre that you guys have created? Genre fresh?
I think it's the genre of fresh because when I was growing up, I used to like this rapper named the Fresh Prince, Will Smith, and being in Canada, one of the guys we always looked up to is Maestro Fresh West, and people used to say, "Yo, that's fresh," but that kind of became an old school term. So our thing was the Art of Fresh because we wanted to take the old but rejuvenate it and give it a nice spin to it.
Okay.
Yeah, I concur.
Okay, so what is something that you all have not done that you would like to do?
Sail the Caribbean on a sailboat.
That would be great, but like musically.
I'll tell you. My goal as a musician has always been to do a show in every continent, and we've done shows out in Europe. We've done a lot of shows in Asia, but I really want to go down to South America. I really want to do some shows there. I want to go down, and I think people have a misconception when they say Africa. Like Africa's a big place, so I want to go to like South Africa and do some shows there. I want to do like Kenya, and I want to touch down all the continents, and I think that's what we're going to do in the next couple of years.
Yeah, definitely travel. We've had the opportunity to do a lot of traveling already, but that's one of the best things about making music and having a fan base around the world is traveling. But one of the things that I'd love to accomplish in my musical lifetime is I'd like to write a symphony. Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
I learned something at these interviews too. You know what I mean?
So you all are based here in Toronto or like Canada? Where are you guys from? Just in general. Toronto.
Toronto's where we live. Yes.
All right. So with you all being based here, this place is really like, I guess, like expanding as like this really huge like music place. So can you like explain to the people what it's like to like live here and just to be around like things that are like growing?
Well, it's really inspiring, and it's new to the world, but we've seen the talent and the enormous amount of artistry in the city for a long time. So it's pretty normal to us. But it's great that the world is finally taking note, and the world is taking note of Toronto and Canada.
I love Toronto because you always see a lot of different cultures, and that really adds to the music. We learn so much about different cultures and communities because we're from Toronto. So when we go out around the world, it's not like we're stepping outside of where we're from. Like, when we go to Asia, we know the difference between Japan and China and Taiwan and Singapore. It's not just Asia. And I think knowing those differences is really key. It's like knowing the differences in the Caribbean. It's not just the Caribbean. There's Jamaica, there's St. Vincent, there's Grenada, Trinity, and it's all different. And we appreciate all those cultures because we come from Toronto.
Okay, so how does like a song start? Who starts the creative process? Is it kind of like a mesh together, or like how does it start? Like what is the whole process?
Well, it varies. There's many ways that a song can come to life, but oftentimes we'll be in the studio and I'll just play a beat. I'll play an instrumental, and we'll kind of vibe off of each other with ideas and whatnot, and then we just create it from there.
Slakah always comes with the beat. You know, that's why they call him the beat child. I think music has always got to start with the beat. Like some people come up, I guess, with a hook before the beat, but I never understood that because you got to hear the beat. So Slakah will just start playing the beat, and we'll start vibing, and then we put down the hook and we think about what the song's going to be about, and then we just put it down.
Okay, so what would you like your music to say to people? Like when you guys are like gone and just your voice is here, what would you like that to stand for?
Well, I wanted to have lasting power. So whatever it is we're saying, we make sure that it has lasting power. It's not just about what's current, you know. And I think it's important that music really hits you when you hear it. You know, in 200 years, if someone's going through, you know, collection of music and they come across our music, when they put that on, I want them to really feel something.
We have a new record called Where I Dream Is Where I Go, and I think it really says it right there. For me, it's great when we do shows. Sometimes we do shows in front of kids, and when you get kids saying, "Can't nobody tell me no, where I dream is where I go," that's empowering because they're basically saying, anything you think of, I'm going to try to manifest and bring to reality. And that's what I love about making music and making, you know, good music.
Okay, so for you, you're like a part of this group, but you're also like a part of the Daleks. Can you like explain how that started and like the different sound?
Yeah, the Daleks is kind of like an alter ego. Basically, how that sound came about, I was just experimenting. I was just not trying to do anything specific. And from doing that, I discovered that I had a new sound that was quite different from like Slakah The beatchild or Art of Fresh. And just kept building on the experimentation. I'd experiment, I'd be like, that's cool. I'd build on that and build on that, and that's how the sound came about.
So in 5 years, where would you guys like to see yourselves?
I think it's pretty simple. It's just like I said about touring the continents. It's about hitting all those continents. For me, it's always about still being in the music game. Like I've been a professional musician for over 10 years, and when I look at the future, I just say it's a beautiful thing to make music, and it's a great thing that we can make our living, but it's a great thing that we can tour the world.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? I just want to be in a good place, no matter where that sees us. In a good place is where I want to be.
So, can you guys give some like advice to young people that want to do what you're doing? Because this series like is about young creative people that are succeeding. So, can you give some advice to those people, young kids?
Yeah. My advice is always about working hard. I have a friend whose nephew wanted to be a rapper. So she's like, yeah, he says he wants to be a rapper, but he told his mom, I don't want to get a part-time job because I want to be a rapper. And I was like, man, you know, I used to work at Burger King. You know, I used to deliver newspapers. You know, I used to work hard. And then when it came to the music business, I love music, but I also realized I had to do the music business hard. And a lot of kids coming up in the game, they think, you know, I just make a song and I'm cool. You got to work it, and you got to hustle, and you got to be on yours. So you got to have a plan, but you got to work it.
Yeah, I would say do your homework, you know. Research the field you want to be in. Research artists from time past. Find out who inspired your inspirations, and find out, you know, just really do your homework and really, you know, knowledge is power. So the more you know, the better you're off.
So, where would you? Okay, something else, something that you would like your fans like to know that maybe they don't know.
That's a good question. What do our fans not know? You know what? I think our thing is, as much as we're serious, and when we're in the studio, we're always focused, and when we're out, we're always doing our thing professionally. we always like to have a good time, and we're friends before we make music, and we always have a good time when we kick it. So we're at Canadian Music Week. We're celebrating right now, celebrating Slakah's success with the nomination for Canadian Music Week, celebrating the new Art of Fresh album. So that's what we do, is we have a good time.
Yeah, something the fans don't know. I can do more push-ups than Dio.
So how does
Is that a competition right now?
Oh.
You want to throw down, son?
should we do this? Should we do this? No.
It would take too much work to point the camera.
Wait. So how does it feel to be nominated?
Feels good, you know. I put my heart and soul into that record, and for it to be recognized, I feel really good about that. I didn't make the record for awards, you know. But when it does get recognized for that, it's even better. Yeah.
So you have like worked with some other people. How does that come about, and what exactly? How does that process work? Is it weird not working with him because it's like, you know, someone completely different that you don't really know that well? So how does that work out? We're working with a stranger.
I think it's just like meeting anybody. There's certain people you get along with, and there's some people you don't get along with. But sometimes you got to remember that it's, as much as you enjoy making music, it's work too. So sometimes you got to put aside any personality differences and focus at the task at hand and just do it. Sometimes it works better than others, you know.
Well, thanks, guys. That's all the questions that I have. So thanks for watching it.
Thank you.
I like, come on, people get, how you feeling right now? Come on, people get, I like, come on, people get, how you feeling right now?